Okay. So, thank you for talking with me today. I really appreciate it. What do you think might be helpful for students thinking about coming to New Directions for young adults? What might be helpful for them to know about New Directions?
Well, if they would like a friendly environment and also where people are there to always care for your needs 24/7, I suggest that they should come to, can I say the place, New Directions?
Sure.
And they have an awesome way of showing how they can examine you and make you feel normal and not. And if you're up and down all the time, they stabilize you by always being helpful and always being in the atmosphere and like in the place where you could always find a person walking around and they're always there for you for help.
What was the most helpful part of the program, do you think?
I suggest that they were, nice to me, and I felt comfortable sharing what I felt like I was alone in, and I wasn't alone because they gave me great help for psychological reasons. And
Are you talking about in the groups? You mean like?
If like personally, like individual therapy, I felt the need to like say however I felt and not feel uncomfortable.
Okay, great, awesome. What about the social piece of it? Was that helpful for you, do you think?
In the beginning, I wasn't aware of how, I needed it in my life.
Right.
My mom pressured me saying you have to go to these, openings for like, socialization. And I felt like, they needed the support for me to get better. So, it helped me through finding out I had my own voice and my own recommendation that, people there could listen to what I have to say and not judge me on what, how I say it or when I say it.
And that was something at first you said you didn't really want to attend the social groups at first, but after a while you started, is that right?
Yes, I felt like left out kind of because, my decisions weren't as, I felt like people were cross-examining me and I felt like, I had a lot of ups and downs and I couldn't feel any bit normal because I feel like they were taking that away from me if I was in the group because the main focus was on everybody and I couldn't really realize realize that they were there to help and not trying to make me feel alone or outcast. But I felt like I was needed there and I don't know, I did the right thing. I did the right choice by going there because, it helped me a lot. And
did you make friends while you were there?
I see a lot of people there, yeah. And that's what made me feel normal because I was familiar with them and they were there to help me if I needed them.
So you felt comfortable.
If I needed anything, they were there, to talk to. And, there was people there who were actually more close with me because I was close-knit because, I was living with them in the house. And I had, experience with, people who weren't, like my friends as I would pick out, but they were like, buddies. They were buddy-buddy with me because, I was there living with them and I had to learn how to cope with other people.
What was your favorite social event that they would go out on? Did you have a favorite night of the week type of thing, or?
I liked having, because we had our own house, I liked having dinner over there every 2 weeks or so often because the staff there was really nice to me. I think I require, the attention now that I require because, I can actually speak to people without getting nervous or paranoid and I can actually feel like, there's a human being inside me and I don't have to always question things about what someone else is doing or I have a real realization of how I could be more helpful to myself and I learned that through New Directions.
Well, thank you so much for giving us that feedback. It's really good to hear.
I hope I made sense.
You made sense, I think, and we're really proud of you. I want you to know I think you're doing great. So thanks.
No, thank you.